The government of the United States, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Director J. Edgar Hoover, accused Marcus Garvey of using the U.S. mail
put on trial.
After 11 hours of deliberation, the jury was called in by the eminent Jewish jurist Judge Mack and given a second set of instructions without their request. The gist of it was that if they had come back with a not guilty or hung jury, to remember the expense in which the government would be put, the public would have lost time, the court, the jury, and the witnesses would have to go through the entire exercise again. They went back into the jury room and 30 minutes later came back with a verdict. Justice is greater than the law. If justice was not included in the law, then the law would be of no use to us as human beings. What I was concerned with was the truth. I asked no mercy. I asked no sympathy. I asked for justice based on the evidence given in the courtroom. I later found out that the judge wanted to speed things up because he had an appointment with the International Zionist Convention in Chicago. It was also due to the fact that I had acquired my first set of papers for naturalization. In my closing statement, I told those 12 men that they were to judge a man by the testimony, by what had been brought into the case, by their judgment of what is wrong and what is right. You may condemn the body, but not the soul. It was not in their power to condemn the body. God condemns the soul. Judge me, and God will judge you for judging Marcus Garvey. The trial took 5.5 weeks, and every day I had a fight with the district attorney. As we went along, I realized it was impossible for me to escape the traps that were being laid out by the press, rival organizations, personal enemies, foreign governments who were interested in me being convicted. No one, not even the absent attorney, could have fought for me as I fought for myself, because he would have been risking the friendship and goodwill of the powerful influences that were aligned against me. There were several witnesses brought in by the government, who probably because of a bribe would say anything the prosecutors told them to. For instance, Edgar Gray, a man with a superabundance of intelligence, could not say where he was really from. He claimed he was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. That man was a coconut born in Antigua. Superabundance of intelligence, could not say where he was really from. He claimed he was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. That man was a coconut born in Antigua. Gray disappeared from the UNIA with funds of the organization which he handled in my absence and for whom a warrant was out for his arrest. There was also Leo Healy. I regarded him as a friend. The very morning when he came in to testify, I met him outside, shook his hand, not knowing that he was there to testify against me. And he said I was a good man, then I was bad because I did not pay him the bills of the Black Star Line. Garvey was not the Black Star Line. We were not asking his opinion of the Star Line. We were asking his opinion of Marcus Garvey. He said understand that he believed that I was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. Now he knows there ain't no black man a member of the KKK. Well, when we placed Mrs. Lawson on the witness stand, well, she wore dark glasses obviously to obscure the movements of her eyes and her line of stare as she tried to communicate with the prosecutor. During cross-examination, we asked her to show her subpoena. Well, she fumbled around and looked at the district attorney, lowering her head, waiting for his approval. She said she bought stock in 1917, even though the Black Star Line never sold stock in 1917. It was not in existence then. She claimed to be sick, as were two other witnesses who were able to make a quick $30 in the 5 minutes they spent on the stand. Prosecutor wanted to appeal to the sympathy of that jury. A young man named Cargill admitted on the stand to the dismay and disgust of the prosecutor that he was told what to say concerning the circulars and letters supposedly brought in as evidence in the case. Folks try to misrepresent me and say that I do not like white people. Some of my best friends are white. The bishop, who was my friend since my youthful days, testified. When I asked him of his opinion of Marcus Garvey, he said, doubtful. They didn't understand what he meant. I was a public man. Opinions differ. Surely some men are doubtful of me and some are not. He didn't say that Garvey was doubtful. When I asked him for his personal opinion, the question was objected to and sustained by the judge, claiming that it was an improper question. There were some white-controlled newspapers who felt that I was railroaded. I remember one of them stated that my troubles began when I stepped on the toes of France and Great Britain. and that it was a very grave question whether justice had been in my case. After I was found guilty, they released me on $25,000 bail pending the hearing of the appeal. While waiting, I formed the Black Cross Navigation and Trading Company, business enterprises which comprise the Negro Factories Corporation, the Black Eagles Flying Corps, dress and millinery shops, a publishing company and printing plant, a phonograph company, a restaurant, laundries, a black doll factory, a hotel, a chain of grocery stores, and the Royal African Motor Corps, a fleet of moving vans. I was in Detroit when the mandate was handed down. Having received a telegram to return immediately, I got on the first train leaving for New York. When I arrived, I was brutally seized by heavily armed men and pulled from a Pullman car at the 125th Street station and taken to the Tombs prison. But that there are certain people who do not like me because I am black. They do not like me because I was not born in the United States. Some Irish slave master gave my great-great-grandfather his name. Garvey is not an African name. It's Irish. Garcia is not African, nor is Thompson or Johnston. They were inherited from our slave masters, English, French, Irish, or Scotch. If I was born in Jamaica, it was no fault of mine. It was because the slave ship which took me to Jamaica did not go to American ports, and that is how some Negroes in America were not born in the West Indies.
Do you think it was a good idea to fire your attorney?
Yes.
Do you think that representing yourself could backfire on you?
No, I do not.
Why not?
The Constitution allows every man the privilege to defend themselves, to prove his innocence before an American court of justice, and so I decided to do so irrespective of being a lawyer.
District Attorney Mattock asked the jury, quote, "Gentlemen, will you let the tiger loose?" What's your reaction?
Guilty men are afraid of jail. I'm as much at home in jail for the cause of human rights as I am in my drawing room.
Well, what did you think of Mr. Dancy's testimony?
Mr. Dancy was used by this government to testify against me. You heard him when the prosecutor asked him whether any of the letters were from the Black Star Line.
He couldn't remember.
He couldn't remember. Mr. Dancy can't read. My life is at stake and he couldn't remember. What happened in that courtroom was a charade. You all know he was just lying through his teeth.
Travel up the old rough road to find my root, to find my root. Call so loud, search all around.
Straight up. A vehicle designed to take you from mid-morning to midday with a minimum of discomfort and unlimited safety and timeliness. We brake at designated stops and observe pedestrian crossings. There's no charge for the ride, but garbage will be returned as small change. Body protrusion, indecent exposure and political campaigning are punishable under the regulations. Advertising is welcome, but vending is prohibited. We apologize for any bumpy road surface, but we'll avoid pitfalls and crawl across potholes. Fasten your seat belt, please. Straight up, there's small. Thank you.
Driver, don't stop at all. From this Arizona round an Albemarle. Driver, don't even itch. Collect a little food there and come back quick. Driver, just remember the damn speed limit. Cause if you're running the feds, my friend, that is it.
When we pass you, man, a danger business. Say no say. Original bandolier, man. No mercy now. No, 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 no.
Yeah, ¿qué pasa, Mexico? You think only Obama can say wagwan in Spanish? Well, by now, if you know me, you know by now, so Pinchers are one of my favorite artists, and that's one of the favorite music. And then now if you follow that, now you might take me for a terrorist, and say, well, then if me love their music there, I have a bad intention, so if me all fly out now, you might presume, say, me I head certain direction for certain. But you know that is our parents and the culture and everything introduce us to the gun culture, and you know. But because the gun is identified with the white man, the victor. So when you introduce to the gun culture, when you look a picnic, you identify with the cowboy, you know, identify with the bow and arrow. Some people love the bow and arrow still, not because it's African, but because it was The Indian, you know, so the Indian crucial. The so-called Indian, the red Indian. But by and large, you're going to identify with the white people because them use and conquer the world in the last 500 years. Even though it's the Chinese invent the gunpowder. Or the powder, the explosive powder. And little more them develop it into gun. Other people develop it into gun. But the explosion of the powder, fireworks. Fireworks. Yeah, man, from a little picnic. Younger than the little 3-year-old youth there, where them say pull the trigger. Well acquainted with the gun and identify with it and feel powerful and them the way with the gun. So by the time you have 14, 15, and Eric Morris make all them music, that come like nothing. And if he making music now, you might identify him as a terrorist, although a lot of these music are being made now. They might not be played on the radio. Let's hear Eric Monty Morris from about 1963. Me, I'm a 45. And there's a little young youth explaining to him parents that him living at them house with them, but him have to alert them because some guys are gunning for him and they might come out the yard. And they might have to come. So these guys want a piece of me. You think them they're modern phrase? They want a piece of me. And from way back them phrase they come from all over 100 years. Eric Monty Morris, you have heard it on Straight Up before, but listen to it. Me, I'm a 45. A young youth, I warn him parents, get flat. Because the homestead might be in danger. Till him get to clear away the danger. The clear and present danger. Me, I'm a 45, Eric Monty Morris, Straight Up. You hear him say, Mama let me go to them because she hold him back in her. And him say, Papa, I haven't got a friend. And him say, Mama, they want a piece of me. Start back again from the beginning, because you must sing with the Yankee accent, you know, as a cowboy. You might not hear me with the Yankee accent there. Straight back from the top, please.
Mama, let me go to them. Papa, I haven't got a friend.
Yes, that's Eric Monty Morris, and a matter of fact, I was not as late as 1964, about 62 I made the music there. And those music there now, them acculturate we into that kind of lifestyle and thinking. Me, I'm a 45 and so on. So this youth here named Akim now from down in St. Mary, St. Anne. Akim would them turn back from Suriname. I heard that them said that when the police go there, two things, them find him father with liquor herb, them quick charge him with it to try to paint a picture of outlaw. Charge him with the liquor herb to try to paint a picture of the family being outlaw. And through the youth named Akim, them target him still call Muslim name. Now I don't know if he was really heading for no ISIS or no Turkey. I don't know. I hear them say that one of the relatives said them say a Quran, one of the Muslim scripture, in him room. I don't know if it's true. Can anyone who heard that or know anything about it call and tell me if they said that they found a Quran in him room, a 15-year-old youth. 15-year-old, not 16. Don't know if them find a Quran in him room. It might be true. It might be true that he must identify ISIS, but we don't get no proof of it or no indication yet. But we know that the Jamaica government and police really want to score and get some brownies, get some brownie points from Uncle Sam. United States, US, you know, say US. US stand for Uncle Sam. That's how them even come to have that character, Uncle Sam, US. Like our UK. And you know, all people think of US as us, same as us, US us, and UK is UK. Until them fail, if them fail now, you know, so Jamaica now go identify with them, because them get F. But them not get F yet, them is still UK. But the youth there, Akim. My son, you know, born in America, first son born in America, I'm serving at the US Air Force. Them send him go to Afghanistan. Send him go to Afghanistan. go maintain them jet fighter, because he's a maintenance. He's a jet fighter maintenance man. And then now he must go Iraq. But through him have a name sound like Muslim, them say we're not send you go no Iraq. Because we don't know if you're a Muslim. And it's a Christian name him have, you know. Alema Yehu. Alema Yehu, Christian name from Ethiopia. Alema Yehu. But we call him Ali for short. And so we call him Ali for short. Them believe him a Muslim. So them say, boy, we're send you go Afghanistan, but we're not sending no further. We're not sending you go Iraq, so you never go Iraq. So, because of the name Hakeem now, some people might believe he's a Muslim youth. We don't know if he must go in there. We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out. But, so it is. By the way, Portia real born again as I talk about Christian and Muslim. A real born again, you know. Really born again, boy. She turned it. She not tired to turn the other cheek. The amount of that state and government want to hug her and kiss her. She just have to turn the other cheek and turn the other cheek. And some of them don't want she turn it in. Remember she tell us that man I try to take her away from her husband, but it can't work. Can't work at all. Some of them want to give her all icky. And there's no disrespect when you say some of the other government and different people want to give the Prime Minister icky, because she's a very attractive lady. I don't know who would know to kiss her neck. But you know the neck is a very, what them call it? Erogenous. What you say, ma'am? What them, you're sensitive. Yes, it's very sensitive. Some people neck. Some people neck, as long as it's not a turkey neck, yeah, it's supposed to well. Because the turkey neck kind of insensitive. Skin kind of rough and thing. But, yeah man, the neck is what them call it, erogenous zone. Erogenous zone. When somebody of the opposite sex touch it. Right now, erogenous when no same person touch it. But if it's somebody different, yeah, it generate erotic feeling. And it can fly the gate too. It's a key, like a keyhole. Why even Solomon and Sheba talk about that, you know, about the keyhole and if you have the key. As they talk about that virgin them, when the Muslim youth or some of the extremist youth, them get the teaching from the Quran say, if you perform certain works for Allah and for God, you will get 72 virgin. When you're dead, you're going straight to paradise and you get 72 virgin for yourself. So you can imagine what a promise that is. In St. Lucia, like a small island in the Caribbean there. Low murder rate, low crime rate. No murders there from the start of the year right up until the 10th of April. No murders. And then from Friday, over the next 4 days, there's 5 murder. No murder for the whole year now. And then in 4 days, 5 murder. Can you imagine? Terrible and dreadful. Yes, anyway, later on today, we're going to discuss a little about our sister who did her time. Sister Sonia Harris. She even did some time here at Straight Up, co-hosting and being interviewed here several times till eventually I left her and my brother Jojo Miller for sitting for me for 2 weeks in 2013. And we had them having a send-off burial fair today. They had the memorial on Sunday at Hope Garden. It was beautiful. You talk about beautiful. If you ever see some old age beauty there, or anyway Sonia and them kind of lady there, you know. Holy Father, veteran or vintage beauty. Some beautiful woman in them elderly age, some beautiful middle age woman, and some beautiful young woman. Anyway, see them. That's what make life so beautiful. And it was the same day at the carnival, you know. Same day as carnival, we have to do the tour all about to reach up our Hope Garden. Because I'm a Black Abdullah Road. For carnival, just like for Obama. And there was a beautiful ensemble there from Lacadco, Sister Antoinette Steins. Other Acadco drummers and horn blowers and the dancers, male and female. With the African dances and the costume, which was the authentic thing more than what I go on out of carnival. The carnival is a kind of imitation of the African dances and the Indian dance and the different Latino dances. But the real thing was up at Hope Gardens, that send-off for Sister Sonia. That was a send-off kind of memorial. And today now is a church version where them go and bury the body. Midday through St. Andrew Parish Church down in Harvard there. So we're going to be discussing with a couple of our brethren about the worthiness of sistering like Sister Sonia Harris later today before our funeral at midday. Yes, and so it is. Well, we can run the numbers, please. Let's run the numbers and we'll start to receive your phone calls. Thank you very much. Straight up.
For straight up, we have a choice of numbers. 702-3470.
And also, most importantly, today is the day when we're going to repeat the interview with Mr. Justice Patrick Robinson, the recent appointee to the International Court of Justice. Mr. Patrick Robinson, of whom we are so proud. Not only because of his accomplishments, but because in spite of his accomplishment and his high stature in the world, as an African, he is not afraid to be flying the African flag and will not put it down until we break down Babylon Wall. And he has declared time and again that the greatest crime in the history of mankind is the exploitation of the African people over the last 500 years through enslavement and captivity and robbing them land, and it has not been brought to an end yet. So we're going to repeat, because it was on a public holiday, Good Friday. Most people don't listen to radio on a holiday. Furthermore, we did not announce it before. Most people probably did not get to listen. So this is the day when we're going to repeat that interview at about 10 minutes after 11. The interview with Mr. Justice Patrick Robinson, appointed to the International Court of Justice, and a writer about Jamaican athletic prowess and many other things, reparation and many other things. This is the day that we're going to repeat it from 10 after 11. Thank you very much. Straight up. Let's run the number again.
For straight up, we have a choice of numbers. 702-3470. 702-3470. 702-2585. 702-2585. 977-7638. 977-7638. Toll-free line 1-888-991-5155. Toll-free 1-888-991-5155. Digicel number 618-1823. Digicel 618-1823. All straight lines. Text line 899-7657. Text line 899-7657. We also stream live at www.newstalk93fm.com. www.newstalk93fm.com.
Yes, welcome to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. And we're calling DYCR, the dub poet and artist, calling DYCR, because we want to play one of them latest music, and we can't retrieve it due to some technological, not even problem like difficulty. Calling DYCR, trying to retrieve his music, one of them latest music, so that we can play it, especially since his sister Sonia Harris, who them burying her remains today, and she did introduce him to DYCR now, in the whole way I rest up in the Stone Hill era, in the previous century, she introduced me to DYCR, although I did hear about him music before. Good morning, welcome, Straight Up, hello?
Morning, Jerry.
Welcome, welcome.
Well, you practice. By the way, the other day, up to about 3 weeks ago, how much the dollar did they?
115 plus.
A race towards 116, no?
Not racing, crawling.
Well, you know, it's gone below 115 now.
Yeah. My margin of error, 0.33% margin of error. Because you know, say, although them put 115, you can't have to pay 118 for it. And you might get it from some people for 112.
Well, it depends on how desperate you want it.
No, man, you have all different places, man. Sometimes you book up people, and you get it higher, you get it low, and you well want it, you pay more, all kind of different thing.
What's the one them where you get low, though? It might not good.
Lift your voice, sir. Your voice are
One them were low.
Yes, because your voice are devalued a little while.
They're full, they might not good.
They mightn't good.
No.
Yeah.
But, yeah, keep a watch on it. Today, what, the 14th.
Yeah.
After tomorrow,
Yeah.
you're going to see some enough strength between now and the end of the month, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, I still hear people talking about devaluation, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very suspicious when I hear people talk about devaluation.
No, keep your voice up. Your voice.
Devaluation take place.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like how I hear somebody recently I say, oh, inflation in a double digit.
Hold on, let's go for a break. Straight up. Welcome back. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But inflation ended up last year at 5%. You see? The lowest it has ever been in 40 years. Some of us tell people to keep an eye on these things. Sometimes when you hear business people about inflation and devaluation, I pick your pocket. Yeah?
I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Little more.
Thank you very much, dear sir. Yeah. Morning, welcome. Straight up.
Jerry.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
You know, how long can they hold this youth for without having a charge on him?
This youth, these 10,000 youth, the 100 million youth we shoot.
The youth where them hold now say he was going to ISIS.
Oh. So how long I think legally them can hold him 2 days. 2 days without charge him, without release him.
Mm-hmm. Because I heard them say, well, a lawyer supposed to be involved. But before the lawyer was involved, were they questioning him between then and the time when the lawyer is present?
Then I must.
But if they do that, wasn't that illegal?
If him demand to say a lawyer, you then wait. When police hold people, them not question them. When police hold people, them make them go get lawyer before them start questioning them.
But they are not supposed to question them. They're supposed to have a lawyer there. If you intend to charge a person, the lawyer is supposed to be there.
When police hold people, listen here. So when police hold people, police can't question people.
The lawyer is supposed to be.
No, hold on there. If police stop your car or find a gun in there or find anything, even ganja, them can't ask you where you get the ganja from.
Different case.
If police stop your car and find a gun in there, them can't ask you where you get the gun from.
That's a different case there.
What is the difference?
You have found within your position. The police have a case immediately against you.
All right. So if police send go to Suriname and tell the Suriname people say don't make the youth board the plane for go to Europe, and them say send him back to Jamaica. When him come back to Jamaica, he was at him yard, you know. And the police did have him, you know.
Oh.
He was at him yard, and it's after the public start talk about it and look bad now, them go hold him to make it look like so them did have something on him. You understand what happened?
Okay.
You understand?
Okay, yes.
So you say them act out a role though.
Yeah, I come to that conclusion.
Yeah, because when him come back, them never hold him immediately. Not true?
Yeah, yes. I'm questioning all of this, you know, Jerry.
Yes. So you say them
question all of this.
Them act out a role and play catch up, but at the same time, when police come at your yard and hold you even 2 days later and carry you go to jail, you going to tell me so them just silently hold you and put you in the car and silently take you out of the car and silently have you at jail and don't answer no question?
Knowing how these people operate, Jerry, I know they ask a lot of questions because even sometimes when these people go to court, these questions cannot be admitted as evidence because they did it without the presence of a lawyer.
Yeah. So that
So
can't admit, yes.
Numerous times lawyer have brought out this in court.
Yeah.
Said no, this cannot be admitted.
Yeah.
But did you hear the family member complaining of the way they were treated and even threatened by the police?
Yes, man. Police are threatened for box down. Family member, police are do all kind of the usual thing, intimidation. Intimidation.
I know it's where you come from, in a great street in a Baileyville,
Yeah.
Yeah, but look here now, I don't like what is happening. I don't like, and the father now, I understand he's charged with ganja.
Yeah, they're quick for do that, because what they want to do is paint a picture of paint a picture of an indisciplined home where anything goes.
I am not surprised.
Thank you very much, yes, sir?
Yeah.
But they're not going to tell if him is a PNP. If him is a PNP, them not going to tell us him is a PNP, and if him vote for the PNP man here, them not going to tell you that, unless it suit you.
You mean Mr. Guy?
Unless it suit them. So they paint the picture as the need arise. Yet, I am not for anything spread around the world till people come back at Jamaica and start to target people and line up the whole University of the West Indies student them and find out who are Christian and who are the other thing.
The terrorism thing is really not Jerry.
Yes, I have to go to other call. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
yes, sir?
man. Yeah.
Morning, welcome straight up. We're not
Morning,
defend none of it. Yes, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, man.
All the youth the other day, youth were beat up 2 students and mash one of them skull fracture, one of them skull trim call to them and she not respond. University youth. Latest thing me hear say, them now go try him if not crime again, it a go to dispute resolution. A joke business. Any male who do something like that, they must be convicted and serve time and confined. But dispute resolution.
Hello, that Jerry.
What?
That come like a sellout.
We soon see what go on, man. A joke.
But I hear the lady was in interview with Dean Jackson and the station, and she said she was going to take it to court.
When that? After them I talk about dispute resolution or before?
At the first incident.
Well, now them reach to them and make them dispute resolution. Now them reach to them.
Then that come like it's a sellout thing.
All right, sir, no feel no way. Talk about where you want to talk about.
Yeah, man. yeah, man.
You forgot?
No. All right, when we deal with this thing, the former commissioner of police.
Yeah.
I hear him talk up something now.
Why am I talking?
You never hear some news clip when I talk on the news.
What him say?
I don't remember all of them in my head.
Imagine.
Was it very interesting?
You can't remember what it is, but you're saying that it's interesting.
Yeah, man.
Was he talking about Asafa Powell latest time?
He was talking about Dudus.
What him say about Dudus? You can't remember. Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Him said them find all diplomatic license plate down in a Tivoli. You know diplomatic license plate where embassy carry.
Yeah, man, you have to be a foreign person to have that.
Then if president down at Tivoli, him no must have ambassador and thing down there too. Not true?
That's true, man.
And all the bees park up down there too. Then I burn up all some of them bees and escalate too.
Yeah.
What again?
And him said, Dudus, they said when he go down there and say a bully firearm.
Yeah.
And there was a maze.
Yeah.
And I said, Dudus say, if you come for me, you have to come for me good. Anyway, a little more.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. Hello.
Morning, Mr. Smart.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, man. Great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, DY you can check out the music on YouTube, Dinah.
Dinah?
Yeah.
I saw it named the one where him said DY see her. Tell him the one where I talk about said DY see her.
Well, I just pick him and him and say Dinah the music. Him and send the youth from here.
No, but him himself did come. Him himself did come. Maybe him mixed up.
Oh, he could have mixed up.
Dinah. Ask him about the one where him said DY see her. Not only DY see her, but see her. See the girl. Ask me, you see her, sir, and call me back, please.
Yeah. Talk to them, Mr. Arrest.
No, man, she rest long time. There's the remains now, them going to look both. Life goes on, you know. But it's only bodies die, you know. Bodies die, but life go on. Life not stop. You know?
We don't know that.
Yeah, man. So it's not she that my bury still. Yeah, man. They're not true, man. You don't say nothing wrong, man. You only attack the part, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, yes, huh?
Yeah.
Check out about that thing there for me, please. I appreciate. Next one. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, morning, Bongo man.
Eh?
Morning, Bongo man.
Wagwan.
Yeah, man. Civilized, man.
Civilized Wagwan.
Yeah, man. Me there.
Yes, sir.
Well, I tell you, say, ganja thing get a blow, man.
Get a blow how?
The president says not a silver bullet.
No, him say legalizing it and it as a business. Having it as a business is not a silver bullet that's going to earn you a lot of money. Why him say?
Eh?
Why him say it's not a silver bullet that's going to make you get rich overnight? Why him say so?
Yeah, because him not going to let up on the thing, on the band right where they on it.
No. Him say it's not a silver bullet mainly because don't feel like say you little ganja farmer, middle-sized ganja farmer can't stop for him big businessman business for come take over ganja business. So I'm telling you say it's for him big business in America going come take over the market same way.
Yeah.
And they might allow you to make the butt.
Yeah.
They might allow you to make the filter for the ganja cigarette. You supply the filter, but in other words, them got the gold mine and you got the shaft.
Yeah. That's why I say, it's done, man. Not left on it. Not left on it.
And him also is saying that even if it become legal, the gangsters, the underworld still will control the business as long as it's making money. Because you know that underworld launder them money by going into other business sometime, you know.
Yeah.
So it will be ideal for them to is ready-made laundry. The clothes they are the laundry. The clothes dirty and they laundry before the business even open.
So that's why it's a good thing, say him come, make we understand, because, say all the little youth carry 100 pounds in him car and go to a police station.
Go and make inquiry.
Go and make inquiry.
Like how Sizzler go to police station and lick out against police.
Yeah.
If I find a way, if I watch mine, we ask question.
Sure. You know what you do.
I wonder if I would carry sleeping clothes.
So them lock him up the same night?
If I'm sure I carry a striping pajama.
Them lock him up the same night?
Who?
Is that?
Yeah, man, them lock him up on the spot, but when I talk about the youth, where I inquire about the 100 weight.
Yeah, him not carry nothing, man.
Him should have carry a striping...
Him not know, him not understand, say, I'm afraid free up.
No, I know that, man. I know that. Him park the car out the road and say don't, for watch him smell or don't watch him body odor. But thank you very much, yes, sir?
Yeah, man.
Let's go for a break. Yes, welcome back to Straight Up. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up. Hello?
Good morning, Jerry.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a caller from Lucy.
How are you, say?
Down in Lucy, near to where you were living.
Are you, man? Are you?
Yes, man. Jerry.
Yes?
You know how much months now we can't hear you down this side?
Are you?
And there is no other radio station we can listen to.
How come?
We can't hear you how much months now, Jerry. Cut off the radio program, cut off and down this side. Too much months. Months now, and there's no other station that we can listen to. It just not make our day.
Oh, yeah?
And we need to hear you, Jerry.
Boy, I need you to hear me, too.
We need to hear. This is the only way I can hear you now. If I call and wait a few minutes and listen to you talking to some other callers.
Yeah.
But there's no way you can go on, so Jerry. We can't hear you when we used to be hearing you. It was joy. There is joy take away from all in my house right now.
Sorry about that. I wonder if... I wonder. But tell me something. Now, Lances be the way the Lances be already.
No, man. You need the right side of Rossies, you know. Esha,
yes.
Or Copperwood, yes.
Copperwood, yes.
You understand? So, we're not hearing you, Jerry, and we can't go on so. Because we called in already and make a report and we don't see nothing done, and You say me have to call you and make you know.
Yeah, thank you very much for doing that, here, ma'am.
Yes, Jerry.
So I go on down there. You get any other work from the mayor, from the lady, the council there?
Oh, God Almighty, man. That is another story.
You don't get none?
That's no work at all. Nothing not going on. Nothing going on.
Yeah.
Nothing going on from her, Jerry.
So the drain them in a loose clean though?
God have mercy. No, sir.
No?
Right now, out of seawall, there's something out at Jamaica Station.
Yeah.
All of this, so when rain falls,
Yeah.
it settle up for days and days.
Yeah. You
Water flood the road just like that, and nobody doing anything. No drains, not clean.
You know tap a tap?
Nothing. Yeah, tap, right out of tap there, sir.
You know Blanche? You don't know Blanche? Stanley, you don't know Stanley?
Yes, man. Stanley Bar, right there, bar there.
Yeah.
Right after that region.
My next girlfriend of the bar going around named Pet, the one going around to hospital with Pet.
Ah, right. So you know what happened now?
Yeah.
Right out of seawall, there are two churches. You have a 70 and you have a hole in the Church of God.
Yeah.
When the rain fall and the whole of this will break up for days, Jerry.
Yeah.
You can't even go to church.
Yeah.
Because the whole of this church is the church that I attend.
I drive
the
with
water flood the whole gateway there, so you can't even walk to go to church.
I drive with that church.
And there's a muck right there in that trench. The whole trench is up on the seawall church need cleaning. So I don't know how they reject Lucy and Hanover and a whole like this, you know. And the council now she come and mess up everything. Nothing happen down here, so Jerry.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. Keep in touch with me, yeah?
Yeah, man, but we need to hear you here. Start it out, please.
All right, thank you very much, yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up, hello.
Yes, Dylan.
Yes, sir. Wagwan.
You're Rastafari.
Yes, I am. Wagwan.
Listen now. You see the little incident with the youth who them detained in Suriname? You know, say, this is my opinion. It's an incident of serious consideration, you know, Jerry.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I say so. First of all, youth are 16.
15.
15. If you're at school. If you study for the exam, then we're supposed to start any time now. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Second thing is this. Who found the ticket to go to Suriname? And who found the ticket to forward to Holland?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is the second consideration.
Yeah.
The third consideration is this. It's down in Suriname. When I'm checking flight documents and them flight plan, it was moving from Holland to Turkey, you know.
You that has been disputed?
Yes, it is being disputed, but I'm saying even if that is being disputed, you see?
Yeah.
The authorities cannot move against somebody traveling freely in the Western world unless them have concrete.
Yes, then why you mentioned that the flight plan was from Holland to Turkey?
Oh, because that's what they said only. That's why he was detained in Suriname, you know, because them said when them checking flight plan, he was moving from Holland to Turkey.
But why, since it's being disputed, why you mention it?
No, let me tell you why. Them say him have him grandmother in Holland.
Yeah.
That's what the parents say. Right?
Yeah.
And him going to visit his grandmother.
And other relatives in Holland also, not she alone.
Right, and other relatives in Holland.
Yeah.
Question is this now. If what they are saying is true,
yeah,
why I'm leaving there to go to Turkey? Remember, you know, in the past 12 months, you know, all the people who run from like England and Canada and Germany, them going to Syria through Turkey, you know.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, the arms also, the police them keep up at the house with the gun detention and things.
Yeah.
That, in the whole scheme of things, that is a different realm of consideration. You understand, my brethren?
Yeah.
And the reason why I say it's a serious thing. Every single night you turn on the TV and watch international news, you see the children them all over the world running away and going to join ISIS. As far as I am concerned, that happened because the parents them not reasoning with them children, them don't have enough control over them children, and them not teaching them children certain things. I say when you have a gap between the parents and the child and them not communicating.
Yeah. All right, listen now. Listen now, him have relatives in Holland, right?
Yeah, grandmother.
So, isn't it a common thing for people who have relatives abroad, children, to travel anytime, whether exam or another time? Those a common thing that?
Yes, it might be common, right? Or maybe common not. It's not the opposite.
No, come on, man. From me I go to school, when people time come for travel,
yeah.
If whether it is in a MIGLA term, MIGLA exams or not, people just fly gone a year, so them go in America, go and join them family. That's a common thing, whether exam or no exam.
Yeah, but we must say this was a visit, you know.
Whether visit or no visit, when people time come for travel, them not care about exam. That's a common everyday thing from your little boy.
Yeah, well, that I concede to that.
Yeah, man. So make we wait until we hear more. Here, sir.
All right, my brother.
Thank you very much. I know it's a possibility, but I'm not just going to fall for it, so.
No, but
Welcome. Yes, sir. Next one. Good morning. Welcome straight up. Hello. We know it's a possibility, but we're not just going to fall for it. Morning and welcome to Straight Up. I have corona in my yard too. So the next time them see me, I will go to the airport. Them will say, me join ISIS too. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up. Next one. Give me some text.
Morning, Robin.
Welcome.
Robin?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do join up with ISIS?
No.
Oh, I think that.
Only.
You can't say something about you, whatever that they must say no.
Only my ISIS me join up with.
Okay. And you have the shaft and she have the gold mine.
Eh?
And you have the shaft and she have the gold mine.
Yeah, but the shaft fit into the gold mine.
Yes, that's why I say you have the shaft and she have the gold mine.
Yes,
a perfect fit, that man.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Well, go on.
Not much, my dear. Robin, you were mentioning about guns this morning and role playing.
Yeah.
I remember as a youngster growing up, you have some young men, youngster going around playing police and thief.
Yeah.
So the police have like board guns, right?
Yeah.
And then fine off of the thief them they're supposed to run.
Yeah.
And this little young man, the police fire him and said, "Bam, Seabird," come named Seabird, and Seabird said, "Me not dead."
Yeah.
And he said, "Bam, Seabird," up with the board gun, and Seabird said, "Me not dead." And put down the gun and take up a slingshot, you see?
Yeah.
And they say, Seabird look from around the corner.
Yeah.
Right in him eye. And Seabird ball out say, "Yes, me dead.
Me blind.
Him blind, but him saying dead because I'm not dead thing. He say me dead, but I'm blind.
Yeah, I'm no more shot.
So this day.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things about role playing with,
Yeah.
that brings out sometimes some bad things happen to people.
Yes, that's true.
So true.
Yeah, man.
And you say you've been observing, I mean, I listen to you, I think because when I call, when I listen, you stay there.
Yeah.
And you're saying about observation. So I'm making an observation of you now.
Yes, ma'am.
And I saw your man and me say your shoes shine, you see?
Which part is it?
Me say your shoes shine like me can't see my face through your shoes.
Which part that?
And I'm saying, you don't have to wait for nobody to come to clean up your surrounding. I'm just using that to say that you're a person who, keep your place thick and fun.
Yeah, so
you don't have to wait for no visitor to clean up your place.
So I don't have to pave now. I don't have to pave no driveway.
No.
When visitor come.
Because I'm just seeing that from how your shoes shine. You're the kind of man that, keep everything just like that at home.
Yeah, but there was an old lady who lived in her shoe and never shine,
That is the old lady we're talking about, Robin.
Yes.
Two different things.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, my dear. What good?
Yes, in her shoes. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes.
Morning, welcome. Straight up, hello. Welcome. Go ahead, please. Read 2 text messages. Jerry, all the pedestrian crossing markings have disappeared from off the street of Montego Bay. And the relevant authorities don't want to paint them. Yeah. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning, welcome, straight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Morning.
Welcome.
I think your ears not going to make it, Robin.
Not going to make it to the losses?
The ears,
But I have no intention.
The ears, so whether they have a car or not, and then come to go see, they wouldn't do it for you.
So why you want me off?
The young people left.
Why you want me off?
Why?
Yeah.
I want you make a comment, and I'm commenting.
No, but so some of the police are idiots, and they will come for you still. They will come for you still.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, the other day, see?
Yeah.
Oftentimes I hear people making
reference to Singapore.
Yes, sir.
And Jamaica. So.
Yeah.
And both of them started out at the same time, and who did come check up on who farm them. But when I look back at the thing, I think, in my opinion, Michael Manley tried that. You know what they were doing in Singapore, and it was rejected here.
Tell me how I'm tried.
The type of socialist agenda that they were that they.
No, Singapore agenda wasn't a socialist agenda.
Listen what I'm saying.
Yeah, quick.
What they did was a one-party state.
Yes.
There.
Yeah.
And it was a experiment that lasted up to today.
Yeah.
So with one party in power.
No, listen here now. Listen. For Michael Manley, if you even think that you intended to make it into a one-party state, that don't make it the same as Lee Kuan Yew one-party state. You have different kind of one-party state.
What Michael Manley wanted to do was what do you call it? Some social. I can't recall it the proper term that he wanted.
Social democracy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's what he wants. That's what he was trying.
Yeah, but that don't make it the same as Michael Manley. The only common thing I see between Michael Manley and Lee Kuan Yew is that both of them used to represent trade union.
No, the thing is it.
No, we don't have enough time. It's 11. No, it's 10 o'clock. Call back after 10, please. Here, sir? Here?
Yeah, man, good.
After 10, straight.
With the latest headlines here on Newstalk 93 FM, I'm Andre Bernard. The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, has taken action against the person on whose property tires were lit yesterday. Business operator and resident of Riverton City Community Michael Carter was charged under Section 45B of the NSWMA Act for operating a disposal site without a valid license or operating certificate. Carter is now detained at the Seaview Gardens Police Station and will be offered bail. If found guilty by a resident magistrate court, Carter may be fined up to $1 million or be imprisoned for up to a maximum period of a year. Former Police Commissioner Owen Ellington says the police did not take steps to man possible escape routes such as drains and tunnels in the lead up to the 2010 West Kingston operation because it was unsafe to do so. Ellington says the police were aware of passageways which could be used by criminal elements to elude law enforcement. However, he says no action was taken to post personnel at these exit points because it would have posed a threat to life. Ellington made the admission yesterday while responding to questions from the lawyer for the West Kingston Commission of Inquiry, Garth McBean. The former commissioner said it would not be possible to do so as the tunnels and the drains stretched across wide areas and ran through several communities. Ceremonies are to be staged around the world to mark 1 year since more than 200 girls were abducted by Nigerian militant Islamist group Boko Haram. A procession is being held in the capital Abuja with 219 girls taking part to represent each missing girl. The abduction of the girls in Chibok in northeastern Nigeria sparked global outrage, with nations such as the US and China promising to help to find them. There have been sightings of the girls reported, but none has been found. And those were the stories making the latest headlines here on Newstalk 93 FM. News next in headlines at 11 o'clock.
It's a con game, but them can't con me. Then I can't con me. And thousands more of them can't con. Who them going con or who licky and sniffy. And smoky. Yeah, man, them will con some. And make them go vote for it. Make them go vote for them. Next one. Jerry, what date did Bob Marley die? 11th of May. 11th of May, 1981. 11th of May, 1981. Next one. Jerry, the amount of time Bruce Golding say he can't recall things. I have to wonder if it was Dwight Nelson that was being cross-examined. A lot of people use that expression in court. And all about. A lot of people use that expression in court. A lot of people. It's a long time response to about probably a quarter all question we ask in a courthouse. People say they can't remember. Long time. But because that's one of the things about the inquiry, why the man at the inquiry, although it was so expensive and outpriced, why it was a good education for the people of Jamaica. For the first time, people who never got court yet got a little, although it was not a court case, people who never got court yet get a little experience of the interaction between lawyers and witnesses, and get a little experience of our inquiry and those kind of things go courthouse. Most people in Jamaica never got court yet, but it got a little taste of it, and therefore that's why it was so famous on them kind of way, because it's the first time most people experience cross-examination and examination by a lawyer. Next one, Jerry, why is Owen Ellington so doggy in the inquiry? What is he trying to hide? When I say doggy, what do you mean? I don't understand. What is he trying to hide? He is withholding his source of information. And you know that especially the press, people who work in the media, information media, news media, usually, and lawyers also, usually exercise the privilege of not disclosing the source of them information. Because in most countries in the world, there are certain kind of information, not even the court can force the lawyer to say where he got that information from. Because if a lawyer is to have a client, if your lawyer is to defend you, you must can talk to the lawyer without the lawyer talk about everything that you talk. So it is with somebody who is a religious instructor to you or advisor to you. So it is with your mother and father. So it is with the husband and wife. A court in most countries in the world can't force a husband and wife to talk out things against one another, except under special circumstances. You know, there are certain circumstances where people say, well, I'm not going to give away who tell me this, and I'm not going to give away tell me that if you even want to put me in prison. Next one. I have found no significance between the Quran and the Bible. There is no threat in having the Quran. No significance between the Quran and the Bible. I mean no difference, or I mean no similarity, or no significance. Many countries in the world, many cultures in the world, many religions in the world, many races in the world have a distinctive literature, a book of literature that them take as their main guidance book. So the Quran is a guidance book for the Islamic people them, like what the Bible is a guidance book for the Christian people them, and even some so-called Christian, and even the Old Testament is a guidance book for some Jew. I have all different kind of guidance book for different people. Some people don't write down them things in a book. Some people is a religion or a tradition by memory rather than written down. Some people write it down upon tree or upon wall. Some people do it strictly in a pictures. Next one. Good morning, Jerry. Thanks for the rebroadcast of the interview with Mr. Robinson. Very happy he didn't have an Oxfordian accent. Yes, that's true. You know, a lot of people who are lawyers or a lot of people who are educated, a lot of people who are schooled in England, they assume a kind of British accent. Some of them even attempt an Oxford accent, and it lends prestige. And it sounds learned, just that the accent you talk with sound learned. So when you talk with a certain accent, people don't question what you say too much because it sounds learned. And this person is saying is so glad that Mr. Justice Robinson don't take on an Oxfordian accent or Oxfordian accent. Next one. You have the right to remain silent when you say, when what? Silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. Yes, that is a well-known thing, but plenty more people need to know that in most civilized countries you have the right to remain silent when you are suspected or charged with something, because what you say before your charge and after your charge and before the court date can be used against you when people say them did witness and hear you say so. Well, let's get back to the phone call. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up. In a few minutes we will join 1 or 2 hour brethren.
Morning.
Who will we'll have a little discussion about our sister in Sonia Harris, whose remains will be put down after midday today. Good morning, welcome, Straight Up.
Morning, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Give me some suggestion here.
Yeah, keep your voice up, please.
Yeah, just a suggestion here.
Sir.
The excerpts from Obama's speech with the young people at university.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a problem if you play parts of it as such.
It wouldn't be a problem to who?
To the station.
No, sir.
All right. I'm suggesting that the one that he was addressing the youngster about the China deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was said in a summary, and to me, it should have formed the basis of the rules of engagement between the citizenry and the state.
Yeah.
You know, it says what the expectations are, and also what the state should also deliver, the state's responsibility as regards to transparency, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if periodically, especially like, well, you know, election is so near, that these things could be played to remind the public who might not be aware of what their expectations should be, and what the responsibility of the government should also be in communicating with the people and being transparent.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, sir, if that is any at all possible, if the response to the China situation that really even extend up different from China, it could apply to any situation.
It applies to all responsibility and authority on loan.
Yes.
Because authority is on loan from the people to individuals. We lend authority, a little brief authority we lend them.
Yes.
And as you say, authority is on loan on condition.
Thank you very much.
And these are the kind.
The people are really aware of that situation.
Yeah.
So it would be good if periodically during the course of the day, you could play that little extract about what the president said, because it's really instructive.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Well, hear this. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
From time to time, we have these discussions, sometimes with guests in the studio, sometimes with people like you, about what is the right relationship and answerability and obligation to answer that government bear. When we discuss these things, now and again, somebody like Obama said these things that people respect more. It is very useful, because I can refer to him when people never want to hear you.
Yeah, because
and so it is.
Well, saying this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're tired as an individual for saying these things.
Yes, yes.
You know, it might resonate.
Yes, that's why we quote. That's why we make quotation. That's why human beings make quotation from time to time to refer to somebody else, so that you don't only hear them. And that is why when a reporter who represents the people, the media represent people like our lawyer represent people and priest represent people. When a reporter is pressing somebody, one of our servants, to say what is that and what is the meaning of that, and when that servant start to pop style and say, how dare you push up any mic in my face, do you know who you are talking to? That reporter is working on behalf of the people, and that servant supposed to be very respectful to that reporter, as if it's the whole of Jamaica she's being respectful for.
And don't forget,
and stop pop style and call down the dogs, because that statement was made just to call down the dogs on the reporter, to back him away and probably to box in him face. It's a code. It's a code like how some woman will ball out for rape.
Yes.
Or man, you have man who gone out to them boyfriend, and the boyfriend not buy him the Kentucky where he want, and look more him ball out, say rape, and the man force him to go out. Because he never get to him want, and so sometimes woman, so that is what happened when the politician ball out for the security guard. Balling out for rape when there was no rape.
And I just said that, sir. Don't forget what Lisa has said about the president, about his humility, and he's have this awesome power.
She said it is refreshing. She said it was exactly so. She said it was refreshing to be in the company of somebody who not only have power, but still have humility. Although she loved Portia, have gone to bed, it give away the fact that she don't experience that much around Portia.
Right.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You have been very helpful.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, man, some people ball out for rape more time when them don't get the right time.
Yeah, we know that.
When they don't get the right pocket money when you drop them off after.
That, sir. We know that. So keep up the good work, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
Educating the people.
Yeah, man, I will away you do something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pay you, you know.
Oh, yes.
Thank you very much, yes, sir. Good morning. Right. Welcome to Straight Up, hello. Welcome. Go ahead, please. Next one. Good morning. Welcome. Are we there? One more. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up. Come along, please. Well, look like we have to go around the numbers again. Morning and welcome to Straight Up. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up. Wow, I'm the telephone. Welcome, sir.
Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Little youth there, you see?
Yeah.
The traveler.
Yeah.
I think them jump the gun, you know?
Who jumped the gun?
Well, the security force.
Yeah.
Because, for one thing,
Yeah.
getting from Holland
Yeah.
to Turkey
Yeah.
wouldn't be so easy for a youth like that.
Yeah.
They have them own over there who them looking out for.
Who have them on?
The Dutch.
Yes.
So if we see a youth come from Jamaica to Suriname
Yeah.
to the Netherlands
Yeah.
going towards Earl, I don't think that would be so easy.
What wouldn't be easy?
Him getting from the Netherlands to Turkey.
Then plane of fly from
Yeah,
Netherlands.
but you see from the other day, them depend the alert, looking out for these teenagers.
Yes, and if a teenager travel alone, what do the Dutch do?
Try if we get in touch with some parents or guardian.
Yeah.
Not the Dutch alone, the whole of the European them now.
Yeah, so now if they saw him going to Turkey, going on a plane to Turkey, they try to get in touch with who?
Who him come to? Who?
In the Netherlands?
Yeah.
All right. And him have family in the Netherlands, not true?
Yeah.
More than one?
Yeah.
Don't there's more than one family member in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where them say are really England him are going.
Who says?
Them say him mother is in England. And him haven't seen her in 4 years.
Him do have none family in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but where them are, because relationship use them are.
Yes.
Where them are say is.
Yeah.
This is a new thing where people hint.
Yes.
Traveling from Suriname to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
You don't have to have no visa.
Right.
And from the Netherlands now to England.
Yeah.
You call it almost.
Yeah, European Union and all them with it.
Good. So it's a mission like that.
Yeah.
No Turkey.
Yeah.
Getting to Turkey wouldn't be, especially since 2 English girls left from Ghana, them did left from Goa, them did go to Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Europeans, them depend the watch.
Yeah.
Especially that age group.
Yes, and not only that, the other day one general make one speech and say, Caribbean people are going to Islamic State. And it wasn't on the paper, but outside of the paper, him say all some Jamaican youth go. And then afterward, people deny it wasn't on the paper, him never say so and so on and so on. So, they have an interest to prove that it can be happening even though it wasn't officially said. And therefore they are alert. Let us see if their alertness brings any information to light or whether them, as I said, jump the gun. Right, thank you very much. Yes, sir? Next one. Good morning. Welcome. Straight up, hello. Welcome to Straight Up, hello.
Good morning, Mr. Small.
Morning, ma'am. How you doing, ma'am?
Not bad.
I'm not shepherd this, because sometimes they shepherd them calling and pretend to a woman voice.
First time on your program.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes. And you make my days, many days. You make me laugh and,
I do.
And my son also is disabled, but he always listen to you, and then, I am there listening, and you make my days, many, many days.
I'm glad to know that, ma'am.
Yes. Anyway, I have a little problem here. My brother is in the country, so he visited me 2011.
Yeah.
Coming from Montego Bay, him coming downtown now, he, rushing out the bus, want to urinate.
Yes.
So, not too wet up himself, he couldn't do no better, and then try to wee with somewhere there. They give him a ticket.
Ticket?
Yes. And he said he paid the fine, $2,000, somewhere in Black River. The lawyer tell him to pay it there.
Yeah.
And last week, he went by to see a lady who is not the station.
Yeah.
She was a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
And she wasn't there. But the next lady tell him that they have a warrant out for him.
Yeah.
And if you remember when he go to town and go peep it.
Yeah.
So he say he's certain he find the receipt and he bring it to them. they are telling him to come with $3,000 and let they carry me up here, you know, in Kingston here. I don't know.
What he must come with $3,000 for?
I don't, you know, so he said, he tell them he didn't have no money and...
Hold on, him pay the ticket? Him pay the ticket?
I don't know.
No, hold on, don't he pay the ticket?
Yeah, he said he paid.
No, hold on, just tell me yes or no. Did he pay the ticket, ma'am?
Yes.
And don't him have the receipt?
Yes.
And then which $3,000 he must bring now?
God, you know.
No, I wouldn't carry no $3,000. I would come lock me up. Come lock me up and chat and tell me what you charge me with. And me call on for my ticket. And don't let go the ticket. Don't give them. Don't make the ticket come out of him hand. Because they will take it away from him.
Yes.
I wouldn't pay no ticket and not give them no $3,000. Come lock me up and charge me for something else again. And that's the beginning of it, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if he could come up and I don't know what else could I do. What can I do? Because they're worrying, you know.
Worrying that what?
You know, because they are telling him they're going to lock him up.
Well, hear this now, ma'am. Hear this now, ma'am. Tell him to be strong and have good faith. Hold on for the ticket. Don't leave it in them house now where them can come search and find it. Put the ticket in a safe place. The receipt and the ticket in a safe place and go to work and go about him business same way. And dying for them come lock him up. That is what I would do. I would be dying or living for them and come and lock me up. Thank you very much here, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Tell him to be have good courage. Put the ticket somewhere safe. And put the receipt somewhere safe. And invite them to come and lock them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Here, call me back and tell me what go on here, ma'am. Urinate upon them. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You doing good?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, a long time you see when I was doing some type of study in food. There was a professor who told me a thing.
You're kind of muffled in Germany?
No, I'm not in Germany. I'm still right here in Jamaica for the time being. You're hearing me now?
Yes, sir.
A professor told me about a student. He told the student that there was a smudge on his nose.
What?
There was a smudge on the student's nose.
Yes.
The student went to the mirror and saw the smudge.
Yeah.
He took out his kerchief. And you know what he did, Jerry?
Yes.
He polished the mirror. There's a lot of situation like that is going on in Jamaica.
Oh, in polish the mirror, okay.
There's a lot of situation like that is going on in Jamaica, Jerry.
Yeah.
And I think it is going on right with your program too.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are not able to make their point.
Yes.
That I think is the most important thing that people call, well, your radio station, your program,
yeah,
is supposed to make a point.
Yes.
It is not being made.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my professor told me a long, long time ago,
yeah,
that listen, silence are the same spelling letters used.
Listen what?
Listen and silence are the same letters used.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
I like your show very much, and you know that. You understand me? But we have to not wipe the mirror. We have to wipe this smudge off our nose.
So who is the person that need to wipe off the nose instead of the mirror?
Probably me.
Oh. And that professor was a professor of what?
He was a professor of philosophy.
Oh, so you're a philosopher?
Not at all.
What do you mean? Then if a professor of philosophy was teaching you, you get F then? You never pass? Hello? Then you never pass the professor teaching or you get F?
No, I was doing journalism, so it's just a part of psychology. One has to do psychology and philosophy.
So the professor give you F?
I think he gave me a D plus, I think it was.
D plus?
D plus, I think.
Well, I only hope he's not a BT man.
No, not at all. Not at all, really. I'm sure he wouldn't think about that as regards to me, knowing my type of standards.
No, but a teacher-student relationship not involved in that personal contact.
Well, it was like that. I saw my professor like 2 times a week.
I want to show you a professor tell me say I smudge up on my nose. That number, I don't want him tell me. But
no, it is not the matter that the smudge is on the nose. It's the matter that the man went and wiped the mirror.
But that I show you, sir, because him go looking at the mirror and see the smudge. Right. But him turn fool. Him think of the mirror. Him think of the nose in the mirror about the smudge. Yes.
I don't want your program to be like that.
Oh. Boy, you're a real philosopher.
I want your program to be weird.
Yes, you're a real philosopher.
Thank you very much.
No, I don't mean, it's not me get a degree. It come like when you did tell them, say, why them have the red, gold, and green flag on the ground now, Emancipation Park. Them never realize, them take it up, them take it up and put. Eh? No, yes, them take up the red, gold, and green and wrap it around the statue. So it come like when when the student go wipe the nose, instead of them wipe off the red, gold, and green off of the floor, them wipe the private part of the statue, or them wrap it around the matter of fact, I heard that they wrap red, gold, and green around the two statues says indecent exposure. Then you remember say Rita did them wrap the red, gold, and green around the two statues them.
People are always climbing up like
anyway, this are the rats where they tell them to take up the red, gold, and green off of the ground at Emancipation Park.
I am Errol Hamilton.
Errol Hamilton, and I see him rats where him laugh me to scorn when him see me a bus stop. Say if I bus Jerry I take, I am about to tell the people about news talk say Jerry I take bus. I'm not ashamed to take bus, but when me take the bus, you know, he's a bicycle him the on the other side of the road, you know. So the kettle was calling the pot black. Hello. Why not stop talking? Let me tell the people, man. So the kettle was called the pot black. Or the tail I wag the dog. Thank you very much, yes, sir. Welcome back to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. And we'll read some text messages before I come to the phone. Michael Manley and his fellow followers liked Cuba and Castro, not Lee Kuan Yew and Singapore. Yes. But those are both islands that take control of them destiny. And Jamaica from time to time has attempted to take control of them destiny, but more time they hand it over to other people. Sometimes they hand it over to Russia. Sometimes they hand it over to America. Sometimes they hand it over to China. And them kind of way there. Like a little 13-year-old girl where their mother them a pimp them out. Or Jamaica come like that little 13-year-old girl and the belly start to show. And them don't know which one of them, whether it's China or America, she pregnant for. Next one. The PNP is running Jamaica like that suicide pilot. That suicide pilot that locked the real pilot out and the cockpit and crashed the plane. The PNP is running Jamaica like that. Yeah. Next one. Good morning, Jerry. Greetings from Florida. Can you tell me why some people say that Marcus Garvey was a scammer? Well, why they say that, some people say that is because he and the UNIA, his organization, was charged with soliciting money from people and don't give people nothing for their money when he was collecting money to buy ships and collecting money to establish various businesses. Some people follow the U.S. government and even some black people who never like Marcus Garvey and say that him and his organization is collecting money under false pretenses, not really buying enough ship or not buying a good ship and collecting money and collecting money. So that's why some people start, through scamming come up now as a popular thing that people understand. Them compare Marcus Garvey as a scammer. Well, I myself point out that Marcus Garvey was one of the early deportees, long before deportee was a popular thing. And he was deported from 1927. But being a deportee and being a scammer is two different things. You can be a deportee and be innocent of any wrongdoing, except being in the country legal. Sometimes you can even in the country legally and them deported too. A scammer is definitely a trickster. And this is how them come to say this kind of thing. Next one. Big up Excel Security listeners, Mr. Spence, Mr. Brian, Mrs. Delia, and Straight Up from Cherry and Mobile. Thank you very much, Cherry and Excel Security. Next one. Jerry, I agree with that person. All the pedestrian crossings on the street of Montego Bay have been faded away. Maybe the politician waiting on Labor Day to take pictures. Yeah. Next one. Identifying the Quran as a book to indicate suspension. Suspension, you say suspension, but I think you mean suspicion. Suspicion in terrorism cannot convict Hakeem. No, but you know, circumstantial evidence, circumstances round and round a thing can paint a thing certain way. Like, you know, if somebody see me with my pocket, them turn out and them way there. Them can't say it, you just get robbed and all kind of thing. Different things about your people will draw different conclusions. And so on and so forth. A woman get raped and she never bawl out because she afraid for her life. When people come up and say she get raped, they might say she was enjoying it or she go along with it. And why you never bawl out? The woman knows that she, you know, if she bawl out, she go dead. All different kind of circumstances make people have different conclusions, which might not be true, might be the opposite to the truth. Morning and welcome back to Straight Up. Hello. Good morning. Morning, welcome. Straight Up. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Like the President of the United States,
yes,
who in his last 18 months of reign
yes,
is really trying to tie up as much of his loose ends as he can.
Yes, he has 21 months left.
So are our politicians here.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
As
yes,
the MP for the Allman Town area.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
That's who again?
Mr. Ronald Tweed.
Ronnie Tweed, yes.
On Thursday, took the opportunity while people were out waiting to see the president's convoy passing by.
Yeah.
The area was very sterile security-wise.
Yeah.
Took the opportunity to walk from down by his office.
Yeah.
And shook hands with the people from his constituents.
Walk down to Euros Park.
Walk all the way from the bottom gate right up.
And his office is Ministry of Education, really near to his constituency.
Right, walking, shaking hands, making small talk with his constituents.
Yeah.
And I think for his people, this is going to be something that is unforgettable.
Yes, yes.
Because with what was happening, people are going to have this in their minds for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So he just made sure that he reigned on the president's parade and was a part of what was happening.
Yes.
So it's you know, they just take these opportunities to sort of put themselves up front.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, you know, if they would work as hard as they, for the people,
yeah,
as they sort of put themselves out there,
yeah,
you know, people in their small ways would appreciate them for what they do and would still remember them for all time.
Yeah.
But what they do is sort of, you know, wait until something is happening. As the person with the text before was saying about for Labor Day, they'll be taking pictures and things like those.
Mm-hmm.
But if they really work for the people of this country, they wouldn't have so much of a problem to have to be putting themselves out there when things are really happening.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So that is all I'm saying for today.
Thank you very much, dear ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Next one. Good morning. Welcome. Straight up.
Morning, Jerry.
What on, sir?
Many things, much things.
Yeah.
On road doctrine and all that.
Yeah.
But the advice you gave to that lady there regarding the young man who paid the
yeah.
He needs to make a photocopy and give it to a trusted family member.
Yes.
That's not too far from him because he can easily get dislodged from him or misplaced by it.
That's why I said put it somewhere, see if yes, it's true.
No, but
make copies, yeah, make copy.
To verify that you have paid.
Yeah.
But you will lose it in whatever circumstances.
Yes, yes, make copy, that's true.
Depends on who you're dealing with.
Make copy and post it on the internet too.
Whatever. I think you go that far, but a family member need to have it because you need to call on them.
Yeah, yeah.
If you get into any kind of fisticuffs with.
All right, true, man.
Go on again.
Thank you very much, yes, sir.
Right, good.
Next one. Morning, welcome. Straight up, hello.
Hi, morning.
Welcome.
Three little quick things.
Yes, ma'am.
I noticed that the president did a diss up the PMP or the government the other day. You know, nobody really talk to it or they like nobody not see it. Say when you talk about corruption and China, where I get from China and all of that. It come like say them PMP people and an ambition. Then as you say the president come with one little thing in him, one little agenda, you know, or a little sarcasm, you know.
Yeah.
You understand what I say? Like they're not ashamed. Then I say the man know exactly and the man like kiss up to the man and know so the man he like, you know, You know, like somebody, you say, what is he doing that for? I mean, she don't even know my mind. Oh, you know what I mean?
So it so what you say?
No shame, you know.
So it was a big parade, you see? The emperor and the empress were always like when the people yell them on some big parade, like when Obama passed through. Eventually, through their vanity and them love people to yell them. And them love a new suit every time them have a big function. The tailor people that promise themselves can make a suit when nobody never see it before. And them pretend to make a suit or a dress for the empress or the emperor, which it was no suit or no cloth at all, and left the empress naked or the emperor naked. But through him love vanity so much he was willing to be fooled that him have on a pretty suit. So the whole parade and the whole entertainment of Obama is like a parade. Meanwhile, the host emperor or the hostess empress no have on no clothes at all. And when they hear the people clapping Obama, them say, wait, are we them are clapping? Our clothes nice.
But you know another thing is
so it's Obama as a little boy I point out, say, but wait, the empress now have on no clothes.
Precisely the point. Jerry, you put the thing proper.
Calm down, ma'am. You make them in our private business and me put things proper.
So, Mr. Smith, no, Jerry.
Small, my name, Small.
Yeah, Mr. Small, look here.
Yeah.
My brother, them name Small, too, you know. So look here, Mr. Small.
So me,
me, never say, me tell you, say, my brother, them name, so.
Soup meat.
Yeah. So, Mr. Small.
Yes, ma'am.
They look at you
I want an X-rated program.
They look at you now. When them say 16 and I got giant eyes.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah.
So, what am I going to do now? You see them done?
Yeah.
Now, they look at a avenue where people that have, so them could have go, sorry, have a visa, the imputation, them, what you call it, requisite, them going to ask, you know, from Suriname now, you know.
Yeah.
So when them find out, say, all right, that is a route them can take for that. Them are going to do now, Mr. Small.
Yeah.
Them people here say they don't have no brains, you know.
And I think, wasn't it Suriname that recently one of the head of state relative was found to be making contact with terrorists for some money?
Quite recently.
Oh, her name?
But my name no.
I think I don't know.
But you know, bypass news.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
One of the bypass. But quickly, Jerry.
Yeah.
Forget this one.
All right, call me after 11 o'clock, yeah?
Okay, cool.
Morning, welcome, straight up. Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, Lehigh.
Yes, sir, Wagwan.
Yes, sir, give thanks and praise, man. Wagwan, Jamaica.
Me think you fly out.
No, me just take a little break still, you know, me just go and go do a little meditate on some of the president I say, you know?
I'm think I'm the president, you know? That's why I say you fly out.
No, man.
Go on.
Me just allow it to come in, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I went down in a sentence and I go spend a few days, you know?
I think you get a sentence.
No, sir. Yes, me I refer to the same lady that a while ago we called about the ticket there, see?
Yes, sir.
I am saying to her, the only way she and her son can be nervous is if they are not sure of the receipt, if they are not sure of the thing paid, you know?
Yeah.
But so long she paid, just keep the receipt.
A lot of people pay a traffic ticket and the records have it so them not pay none. Remember when Superintendent Lewis had come with them big thing? And a whole lot of people pay a ticket and all me. Them send me paper with 6 charge for them not paying a ticket. Ticket for highest van and ticket for SUV and all kind of vehicle we never own yet.
Man, and ticket to get to some place so you not travel.
I would tell them where to stick it. The sticky ticket.
Sure
when them done stick it, the ticket.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ticket which part?
So yes, Mr. Small.
Yeah.
Since the president come on reason, you see?
Yeah.
I am looking at Jamaica, because I keep hearing a news somewhere there, Mr. Small, that a survey done. I don't know what done that survey.
Yeah.
So Jamaica is the second poorest Caribbean island.
Yeah.
That can't sound positive, Mr. Small.
Are you surprised at that?
Boy, trust me.
Which island in the Caribbean you have heard of a very poor condition?
Well, I heard that's 18 a poor condition.
That's the only one I can think of that. So it's not surprising.
Well, the reason why this one would surprise me, Mr. Small, as much as the IMF is there and all economics there and that drain the country, Mr. Small, and even the Chinese is there.
You have to talk quick, we only have 10 seconds. Talk quick, we have 10 seconds.
So I am saying we have resources which party shouldn't fall down in that category.
Yes, you have resources. Resources though is not manifestation. Resources is potential, but not manifestation. But hear me now, we have a little tight schedule here. Call you tomorrow here, sir.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Thank you very much. Let's go for a break. Welcome back to Straight Up. Introducing my brethren, Jojo, who a long time ago want to come talk about the Riverton situation. Is Miss Pam Hall, one of our brightest and most beautiful and best female singers, singing about Riverton. And should have need no instrument. Let's hear her, straight.
The sun that shine through the Riverton smoke, and the rest are we down here at home. I am telling you this ain't no joke. I'm feeling sick ever since I awoke.
Yes, that's Pam Hall. And here is Jojo. We have a talk about Miss Sonny Harris, our friend, and Jojo and she did take over the program for me in 2013 when I had to take a break, June, July. But Pam Hall singing about river, but a long time you want to come and talk about it. And this little 5 minutes we have not going to be enough so you can come back again. What is about the Riverton and what is about smoke and thing?
Yes, Jerry. Give thanks to the opportunity.
Joseph Miller, Jojo.
Yeah, man, and love and greetings in the name of the Mosiah God, Jah. So, straight up listeners here and abroad. Let me first extend condolences to two people. To the family of Sandra Harris.
Yeah, man. Sonia.
Yes, Sonia.
Sonja. Achuma, you're right.
Thank you. Sonja Harris, who co-hosted with me for a day on this station while Jerry was out. Didn't get the chance to know her that much, but what was proof to me that she came here and was willing and did carry through for that period.
And even more important to me, somebody I could trust. Because as I said at our memorial the other day, there are millions of people that I love, but there are only some thousands that I can't trust. I can't trust all of the people I love, because I don't get to know them. But there are a few thousand people that I can't trust.
Definitely.
She was one. Anybody me left here is people I can't trust.
Yes. And a next person is young Joel Lovelace, who lost his life from the bullet of a policeman.
By Cheshire Village?
This is by Jedites, I think.
Oh yes, the 14-year-old.
The 14-year-old.
Promising youth.
Promising young, bright chap,
Yeah.
and knew his father very well, And just
Crossfire. Police said them a shoot off a bad man.
Just want to extend condolence to his father and, the rest of his family. Well, let me move on to the Riverton dump situation. It is a situation that I'd wanted to talk about during the heat of the fire, because for me, it's like the proverbial straw that breaks the camel back. And because of the visit of Obama, it sort of showed it in the background again. And almost like a mystery, while I was coming to town yesterday, there was a huge blaze adjacent in the Riverton community, adjacent to the dump. I just almost come mysterious that, I should, deal with this Riverton situation. Well, I just want to use, the radio to see how I could communicate indirectly with persons like William Mahfoud, president of the PSOJ organization, and Carl Narcis, and members of civil society group, many who have written about this. Mr. Robert Levitt, Peter Espute, and many environmentalists who have great concern about this almost a calendar event where we have fire actually every year since 2005, and it's been costing taxpayers of this country billions of dollars. And what you could hear from the Prime Minister in response is that Jennifer Edwards didn't light the fire.
And therefore is not responsible.
And therefore is not responsible.
For the containment of the fire or anything else.
Yeah, and that is grossly responsible. Well,
responsible?
Irresponsible. Right, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I am thinking long and hard, you see, how we can effect certain change whereby civil society, right, an organization can participate in government and not just having government represent the people of this country and sidelining the people of this country and don't know what is happening, right? So I'm using this occasion to see, right, if as promised from the PSOJ that they would convene a meeting and put a committee together similar to that of the Economic Program Oversight Committee that is chaired by Richard Biles.
So just like how the private sector have oversight.
Yeah.
The citizens have oversight are the bigger thing.
Yeah, and you see, because I tell you, I've been listening long and hard, you see, and we call every day on this program, right, and we will voice our opinion about situations that are affecting us. And sometimes we can dilute things, you see, and I think it's time for us to even concentrate on this dumb situation to see how, right, we can have that powerful private sector organization, right, to engage the government, because the government to me behave like a bully, right? They answer how they want to answer, and they give scant regard to things that affect our health, because the dump is an assault on our health, I was actually looking at an article that Professor
1.5 minutes
Omira Silva put out concerning the level of benzene and toxic substance that this fire carry. And I'm saying that is only the tip of the iceberg, right? So we need a kind of intervention, you see. We need to find a way how we as a people of this country can have a handle in the affairs of our life and not having government dictate the terms.
Well, thank you very much. That is just an introduction of the reason why I know you would want a longer time. But we can come back again soon, because we're going to start paying more attention, more systematic to these things and the way forward. Going to the news here now. As I said, we're going to the in midday. There will be the burial of the remains of our sister in Sonia Harris, and we remember. And matter of fact, she make me get to know DYCR in person in 2000 when the three of them lived in the Stone Hill area in a Black History Month up in there 2000. And I'm going to play the latest DYCR music, which even refer to the ladies that him see them, and it named Dinah, just like how him did make me. I mean, she make me get to know him and him work. No, I know him work before. Let's hear Dinah, one of the latest from DYCR. Then we have the 11 a.m. headline news, and we say a few more words, play 2 pieces of music for Sonia Harris, and then listen to the repeat broadcast of the interview of Mr. Justice Patrick Robinson after the 11 a.m. headline news. DYCR, Dinah.
All the while she was right in front of them, they didn't realize My name depicts my true personality and character. What's my name? DYCR. And me are telling us that every ghetto youth is a star no matter where you are. On fire, Dinah. Being a man and Bunchy Killer never did CR. Sizzle and Capleton never did CR. But DYCR, who's CR? DYCR not Ibamar. And me and a rapper in a nice undercar, we must reach far.
Welcome back to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. Now we're going to have the rebroadcast of Mr. Justice Robinson interview on Straight Up on Good Friday. But we're going to play a little piece of music, two little pieces of music for Sonia Harris after these text messages. Mr. Small, I think the supermarket owner should put in a place a washroom for its customer. Why the government turn a blind eye? Supermarket owner. Next one. Jerry, this is a serious question. In light of how something under the government traded the what? I can't read this. The Rastas and treated the Rastas and Buster's government treated the Rastas in Carroll Gardens down now national hero. True. Mr. Smallway is about the JLP fighting to reach office and the PNP strengthening their what? Walls. When we have more time to talk about that. Next one. Jerry, I like how Maiwa. Like why I love Maiwa. I can't read this. What am I? Or like how you love my Quran. What am I? You're free for love your Quran, man. Something or the ultra real. Next one. Jerry, if a 3-year-old is using a gun, why an 11-year-old can't join ISIS? A 16-year-old can't join ISIS. Next one. Since them locks out of the cockpit in 1989, the flying of the Jamaica plane has been quite bumpy. It's imminent for crash landing. Siaga is the best. Then why I'm never win election? Why I'm not win no more election? I'm great. Then why I'm not win no more election? The whole of them are saying similar thing. Next one. Good morning, Mr. Small. Until we demand accountability from the leaders, the masses will not get on the right track. Next one. A man of justice must avoid prejudice. Well, for Sonia Harris, we're going to a little play some music. Sisters chant, do them what? Then afterward, Ray Charles, a song for you. Then we'll go to Mr. Justice Harrison. Straight.
Let the sisters walk with thee.
I've been so many places in my life and time. I sung a lot of songs, I've made some bad rhymes.
I want to thank my producer, Tanya Richards, and Miss Williams, our production assistant, and Mr. Rodian Ram, Mr. Yain Stewart. Interview of Mr. Justice Robinson. Straight.
And I was hiding.
Great prophet, teacher, and leader. The date of this modern miracle was August 17, 1887. Garvey was a man who, in retrospect, was far ahead of his time. This is clearly proven by the fact that his ideologies have resurfaced today and could be considered a major factor in the liberation of African peoples the world over. He sought to revive the spirit of black people from despair to hope, from lethargy to positive action, from fear to courage, from inertia to assertiveness, from anti-discrimination dodges to manly confrontation. He gave them goals possible to man, the highest creation of God, because he believed with all his heart in the innate abilities of the African race. On August 1st, 1914, Garvey launched the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League in Jamaica, an organization to advocate the unity and blending of all Negroes into one strong, healthy race. After the First World War, there was a resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan influence in the United States. Another decade of racial hatred and open lawlessness had set in which Negroes were again prominent among the victims. African people were by this time more than ready for a Moses, and only a black man could express the depth of their feelings. Marcus Garvey settled that question for thousands by forming the U.S. branch of the UNIA and ACL in June 1917. On June 10, 1940, at the age of 53, Marcus Mosiah Garvey died in London of a severe stroke without having set foot in Africa. But his impact there was tremendous. He left a rich legacy of history for us to study and utilize in our continued quest for independence and liberation as a people.
The black race is one of the branches of the human race. As a section of humanity, he occupies a position in the world at the present time most unfavorable and most uncomfortable. The black people are subjects of ostracism. It is sad that our humanity has shown us no more love, no greater sympathy than we are experiencing. Wheresoever you go throughout the world, the black man is discarded, is ostracized, is relegated to the lowest in things, social, political, and economical. This therefore suggests a problem and one that must be solved. We in this section of the world are not entirely free from this unkind, unsympathetic, and uncharitable behavior of the groups or races around us. But since man has been placed on his own responsibility, whether he be black, white, or yellow, he must act on his own account. We will not unduly whine or complain, but reason among ourselves and see what can be done to remedy this state of affairs. Life is a conflict. You have to fight your way through it, whether you will it or not. Those of us who are able to fight most stubbornly live, accomplish most, and to them go the laurels, the palms, and triumph of our civilization and world. We unfortunately have not been trained nor educated to the truths of life, paradoxically so. He has shown us no more love, no greater sympathy than we are experiencing. Wheresoever you go throughout the world, the black man is discarded, is ostracized, is relegated to the lowest in things, social, political, and economical. This therefore suggests a problem and one that must be solved. We in this section of the world are not entirely free from this unkind, unsympathetic, and uncharitable behavior of the groups or races around us. But since man has been placed on his own responsibility, whether he be black, white, or yellow, he must act on his own account. We will not unduly whine or complain, but reason among ourselves and see what can be done to remedy this state of affairs. Life is a conflict. You have to fight your way through it, whether you will it or not. Those of us who are able to fight most stubbornly live, accomplish most, and to them go the laurels, the palms, and triumph of our civilization and world. We unfortunately have not been trained nor educated to the truths of life, paradoxically so. May I say something to you to give you a true knowledge of yourself and life, so that the same glory and success attained by other men who understand themselves may be yours. Man in the full knowledge of himself is a superb and supreme creature of creation. When man becomes possessor of the knowledge of himself, he becomes master of his environment, the captain of his own ship, the director of his own destiny, the accomplisher of his own ends. Man should understand himself because man is full of knowledge, and this knowledge is a gift of nature. When Mother Nature created man, she deprived him of nothing. He was given the faculty of understanding all things around him. This faculty for understanding has not been taken away from him. None of his senses have been taken away from him. So there is no excuse for the black man in lacking the knowledge that man is used to beautify the world and produce all that he needs for his happiness and civilization. Look the world over, and whatever you see in it that is pleasing to man, contributing to man's comfort, to his needs and to his satisfaction, it is but the work of man. Man blessed with the knowledge of himself and the understanding of all things around him. If you are able to live with the knowledge of yourself and with the greater knowledge of nature, you must know what is good and what is not. You must know what is finite. You must know that which is material, physical, and otherwise is at your disposal to create or otherwise use. If we leave America and go over to the east to Japan, they will be telling their fellow citizens of Japan of the wonderful accomplishments of the Japanese people, proving that man is moving onward as time moves on. But you have hated yourselves as you have done in previous years. You have shown malice, prejudice, and hate to each other. And the result is that while other races have made progress, while India has made progress towards nationalism, while Ireland has made progress towards republicanism, while the whole world has made progress in man's accomplishments, you still stand fighting yourselves, dishonoring yourselves, showing no disposition toward that higher life so that you will be abundantly blessed. So reflect and think that you were created for some purpose other than exhibiting malice toward your neighbor or fellow men of your own race. What a pity it is that we cannot stand united without a written law. There is no written law compelling other races to stand together. They are brought together by the gentle touch of nature. The unwritten law of nature causes them to stand together on all occasions. So wheresoever you find them in the field, that one gentle touch of nature causes them to stand together, if need be, die together. But with the black man, you can preach to him from the pulpits. You lecture from the platforms, from the byways and the hedges. The spirit of cooperation, but he will not cooperate. You talk to him gently, you try talking harshly to him, he still will not cooperate. The result is that he falls prey to those who understand themselves and walk through the world making you their serfs and slaves. You must acquire an understanding of yourselves. Look around you. See the smiling pictures of nature, the beautiful hedges, the wonderful mountains, the wonderful vegetation all around. But because of your disposition to each other, you live in suffering, in want, in penury, and in debt. You lack the gentle touch of nature, love for each other. You hate yourselves. Black men, and what is wrong with you? Why have you no affection for yourselves? Could I hope to see you living among yourselves as the people I've spoken of? Living in charity, love, and in sympathy with each other? It can be done. I wonder if you will adapt that course. Isn't it easier to enjoy prosperity than to live in ignorance and darkness? Why select the worst out of nature? Nature never gave pain, suffering, and death to the world. It was man himself who selected death, pain, and sorrow. I wonder if I cannot inspire you to select between good and evil. Let me impress upon you once again that whatsoever your hardships may be, whatsoever your difficulties in life, they are your own selection. And so if you encourage them, if you husband them and take them to your bosom, they will abide with you. Nature will not take them away from you as Mother Nature did not give them to you. She is not responsible for your sorrows. Mother Nature represents all that is beautiful. She gave you the highest personality in the realm divine. Your sorrows are your own. If you want joy, if you want sunshine, it is before you abundantly in nature. I made a selection of sunshine, the beautiful sunshine. I made a selection to laugh with the moon, to laugh with the stars, and sing with the birds of the forest and of the wilderness, to join in the rhythmic music of the winds that sing from east to west and from north to south. Had I selected sorrow, I would have been dead a long time ago, and been without that which would send me into the presence of the divine, because I would have lived not with the knowledge that is divine. We must acquire the higher knowledge of life. Black men and black women, will you get the knowledge that the white man has that causes him to be leaders and masters in the world? They are not gods with a peculiar source for understanding the world around them. They have only given expression to the knowledge of their humanity and been able to use and conquer all to their satisfaction and glory. And that is why they are always greater than you in every community that you find them. Isn't it strange that wheresoever the white man is found, he takes precedence over you? Why is that so? Answer that for yourselves, black men and black women. Wheresoever you come in contact with the white man, you always have to go down in defeat before him. Whether it be in England, in France, or in America, you always have to go down to the white man, and yet he has 2 eyes, 2 feet, 2 hands, same passions, same senses and feelings as you have. Your feet are not put on opposite sides, now your hands turned around the other way. But it's because you fail to use your will, your knowledge, and your mental faculty to the point where you will enjoy life around you. I'm only here and not in the gutters and in the pond of despair because I use my intelligence. And I swear that no man alive shall ever use his intelligence in understanding the works of nature more than I. I shall rise as high as he ascends. I shall meet him on the same platform of mental equality and fight him till thy kingdom come, because nature created us equal. I want you to make up your minds as I've made up my mind years ago. Make up your mind that you will rise to the knowledge of your soul. Because of your ignorance, you cannot understand and decide between good and evil. You don't know whether you're doing right or wrong. With a greater knowledge of life, you're able to appreciate all things around you. I'm able to gather you here because I understand you. Understand your neighbor, your wife, your children, and you will be able to live in harmony with each other and get the best out of life. The early Africans were able to be the fathers of our civilization because they persevered in their object. When we hear the civilization of the Alexandrias, of the Timbuktus, the creation of the black man in the early ages, do we realize that the civilization we now enjoy was handed down to the present century? But the black man went back to sleep and is still sleeping. We are trying to awaken you to the true consciousness of yourselves. You young black men, you young black women, may we not appeal to you knowing you as we do to turn over a new leaf, rejecting the ignorance, the foolishness, the childishness that has been your part for these many years. We've looked into your faces, you growing manhood, the rising generation, and no serious thought can we see registered on your countenance but the thought of vulgarity. I've been in your presence and my heart bleeds for you, the conduct you reflect. I've listened to your dirty language used to express yourselves when you could have expressed yourselves in good form. Can I appeal to the black manhood to turn over a new leaf? I'm ashamed of my black manhood, and what I've said to the black man, I also said to the black women. Your conduct is disgraceful. Young women whose personality spells respectability, at the least provocation, the filthy words they utter would almost make you turn and run away from them. A race that cannot conduct itself any better than that is bound to go down in defeat, is bound to go down in death, in hell, and in degradation. Your conduct is going to destroy you. You're driving your best friends away from you. Men will not respect you because you do not respect yourself. As I come in contact with my race from both a financial and social point of view, I realize how weak we are in the essentials that make for success. You are your worst enemy. The black man goes into business and tries to do the right thing, but what do we find? He gets no support from his fellow man. They lie on him, they rob him, and the next thing you hear, he's out of business, pulled down by you, his brothers. Have no faith and are dishonest to each other. There is no love for the man in black. See how we are struggling as strangers in a foreign clime, struggling in America, in Europe, in Asia, and in Africa, where men look upon us, not with love.
The government of the United States, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Director J. Edgar Hoover, accused Marcus Garvey of using the U.S. mail to trial.
After 11 hours of deliberation, the jury was called in by the eminent Jewish jurist Judge Mack and given a second set of instructions without their request. The gist of it was that if they had come back with a not guilty or hung jury, to remember the expense in which the government would be put, the public would have lost time, the court, the jury, and the witnesses would have to go through the entire exercise again. They went back into the jury room and 30 minutes later came back with a verdict. Justice is greater than the law. If justice was not included in the law, then the law would be of no use to us as human beings. What I was concerned with was the truth. I asked no mercy. I asked no sympathy. I asked for justice based on the evidence given in the courtroom. I later found out that the judge wanted to speed things up because he had an appointment with the International Zionist Convention in Chicago. It was also due to the fact that I had acquired my first set of papers for naturalization. In my closing statement, I told those 12 men that they were to judge a man by the testimony, by what had been brought into the case, by their judgment of what is wrong and what is right. You may condemn the body, but not the soul. It was not in their power to condemn the body. God condemns the soul. Judge me, and God will judge you for judging Marcus Garvey. The trial took 5.5 weeks, and every day I had a fight with the district attorney. As we went along, I realized it was impossible for me to escape the traps that were being laid out by the press, rival organizations, personal enemies, foreign governments who were interested in me being convicted. No one, not even the absent attorney, could have fought for me as I fought for myself, because he would have been risking the friendship and goodwill of the powerful influences that were aligned against me. There were several witnesses brought in by the government, who probably because of a bribe would say anything the prosecutors told them to. For instance, Edgar Gray, a man with a superabundance of intelligence, could not say where he was really from. He claimed he was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. That man was a coconut born in Antigua. Superabundance of intelligence, could not say where he was really from. He claimed he was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. That man was a coconut born in Antigua. Gray disappeared from the UNIA with funds of the organization which he handled in my absence and for whom a warrant was out for his arrest. There was also Leo Healy. I regarded him as a friend. The very morning when he came in to testify, I met him outside, shook his hand, not knowing that he was there to testify against me. And he said I was a good man, then I was bad because I did not pay him the bills of the Black Star Line. Garvey was not the Black Star Line. We were not asking his opinion of the Star Line. We were asking his opinion of Marcus Garvey. He said understand that he believed that I was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. Now he knows there ain't no black man a member of the KKK. Well, when we placed Mrs. Lawson on the witness stand, well, she wore dark glasses obviously to obscure the movements of her eyes and her line of stare as she tried to communicate with the prosecutor. During cross-examination, we asked her to show her subpoena. As she fumbled around and looked at the district attorney, lowering her head, waiting for his approval. She said she bought stock in 1917, even though the Black Star Line never sold stock in 1917. It was not in existence then. She claimed to be sick, as were two other witnesses who were able to make a quick $30 in the 5 minutes they spent on the stand. Prosecutor wanted to appeal to the sympathy of that jury. A young man named Cargill admitted on the stand to the dismay and disgust of the prosecutor that he was told what to say concerning the circulars and letters supposedly brought in as evidence in the case. Folks try to misrepresent me and say that I do not like white people. Some of my best friends are white. The bishop, who was my friend since my youthful days, testified. When I asked him of his opinion of Marcus Garvey, he said, doubtful. They didn't understand what he meant. I was a public man. Opinions differ. Surely some men are doubtful of me and some are not. He didn't say that Garvey was doubtful. When I asked him for his personal opinion, the question was objected to and sustained by the judge, claiming that it was an improper question. There were some white-controlled newspapers who felt that I was railroaded. I remember one of them stated that my troubles began when I stepped on the toes of France and Great Britain, and that it was a very grave question whether justice had been in my case. After I was found guilty, they released me on $25,000 bail pending the hearing of the appeal. While waiting, I formed the Black Cross Navigation and Trading Company, business enterprises which comprised the Negro Factories Corporation, the Black Eagles Flying Corps, dress and millinery shops, a publishing company and printing plant, a phonograph company, a restaurant, laundries, a black doll factory, a hotel, a chain of grocery stores, and the Royal African Motor Corps, a fleet of moving vans. I was in Detroit when the mandate was handed down. Having received the telegram to return immediately, I got on the first train leaving for New York. When I arrived, I was brutally seized by heavily armed men and pulled from a Pullman car at the 125th Street station and taken to the Tombs prison. But that there are certain people who do not like me because I am black. They do not like me because I was not born in the United States. Some Irish slave master gave my great-great-grandfather his name. Garvey is not an African name. It's Irish. Garcia is not African, nor is Thompson or Johnston. They were inherited from our slave masters, English, French, Irish, or Scotch. If I was born in Jamaica, it was no fault of mine. It was because the slave ship which took me to Jamaica did not go to American ports, and that is how some Negroes in America were not born in the West Indies.
Mr. Garvey, why would you want to stand up to a great republic like America?
We're not fighting America. We're not fighting this great government.
Then what are you doing?
We're fighting hypocrisy and lies, and this we're going to fight until the bitter end.
Are you fearful of being deported?
There's no federal law whereby I could be processed against on the grounds of being an undesirable from the point of view of deportation.
Yes, there is. Under Section 19 of the Act to regulate the immigration of aliens to and their residence in the U.S.
I arrived in this country on March 23rd, 1916. Today is June 18th, 1923. That law still has not been enacted.
From the NAACP says, and I quote, Garvey must go.
Which is why J. Edgar Hoover has trumped up these charges against me.
Do you think it was a good idea to fire your attorney?
Yes.
Do you think that representing yourself could backfire on you?
No, I do not.
Why not?
The Constitution allows every man the privilege to defend themselves, to prove his innocence before an American court of justice, and so I decided to do so irrespective of being a lawyer.
District Attorney Mattock asked the jury, quote, gentlemen, will you let the tiger loose? What's your reaction?
Guilty men are afraid of jail. I'm as much at home in jail for the cause of human rights as I am in my drawing room.
Well, what did you think of Mr. Dancy's testimony?
Mr. Dancy was used by this government to testify against me. You heard him when the prosecutor asked him whether any of the letters were from the Black Star Line.
He couldn't remember.
He couldn't remember. Mr. Dancy can't read. My life is at stake and he couldn't remember. What happened in that courtroom was a charade. You all know he was just lying through his teeth.
You're a foreigner. Why are you making all these waves? Even George Harris, editor of the New York News, a colored newspaper published in Harlem, referred to you as an alien.
An alien is one who enters a country on his own account without any invitation and who domiciles himself in that portion of the country because of his own desire.
Isn't that exactly what you do?
But against my will, by stubborn protest, somebody seized me and brought me here from my silent repose in Africa 300 years ago.
When they get rid of you, then what?
This is only the first Marcus Garvey. There will be other cops in the fold.
You met with Edward Young Clark, the acting imperial wizard of the Ku Klux Klan?
Yes.
What was that meeting like?
It was rather cordial. He made it clear that they are interpreting the true spirit of every true American.
What is the attitude of the Klan towards a Negro who desires to be, say, President of the United States?
That he shall never be as long as there is one white man living in this country.
But isn't America a white man's country?
Yes, it is a white man's country because he conquered the Indian, exterminated him, and took possession of his property. I'd say the KKK is the invisible government of the United States.
What do you mean?
The clan represents the spiritual feeling and even the physical attitude of every white man in this land.
Do you realize that such statements could get you lynched?
We have 5 million substantial oak trees between Africa and the West Indies. We are ready for a lynching party tonight if they wanted to.
Recently, there have been several rapings of black women by whites. Was that discussed?
Yes, it was. He claims that they are as much against that as any self-respecting Negro should be. But I know better. In my opinion, they are structured for the purpose of offending, suppressing, and killing Negroes. I would advise every Negro and those who aspire to leadership to form an organization similar to that of the Ku Klux Klan, so that they may be able to look out for their own interests and not continue to be begging white people to do for them what they ought to be doing for themselves. Thank you very much. Part of my trial is that I was indicted along with others for conspiracy to use the United States mails to defraud in promotion of the Black Star Line Steamship Company. Yet my conviction was void of conspiracy in that I alone was convicted. If I understand my conviction clearly, I was convicted for selling stock in the Black Star Line after I knew it to be insolvent. The difference between us and the trial court is that they wanted a conviction. All the others who had more to do with the actual selling of stock than I went free because they were not wanted. I received the fullest penalty that the law could impose. 5 years in the penitentiary, the maximum fine of $5,000 as provided by the law, and the entire cost of the case, a condition not generally imposed maybe once in 25 years. It was not Marcus Garvey on trial. It was not a question of money on trial. It was the principle of a race fighting for liberty on trial. And when you attack the principles of the UNIA, Garvey goes to war, and he remains on the firing line until he passes away or until Victor perches on the banner. I am going to prison because I dare to serve you, neglect my home, a loyal and dear woman, my wife, and myself. Above all, the things I prize most in the world is the honor of my name. I have never in all my life, to my conscious knowledge, done one mean act, because it has always been the policy of my life to live with honor or die for the principle. How well I have succeeded is made manifest in the sweeping consciousness that has taken hold of the race in Africa, America, the West Indies, Central and South America, Asia, and my imprisonment for so doing. The National Association for the Advancement of of colored people, and others who have combined to fight the UNIA are going to be disappointed, as they cannot harm Marcus Garvey. Not Judge Mack, not J. Edgar Hoover, not W.E.B. Du Bois and his Blue Vein Society, nobody. The history of the movement is now being written. Do you know what history means? History is the guidepost of a race. It is the inspiration for succeeding generations either to go forward or stand still, either to revenge or be revenged. I had a motive and a purpose. It was a crying voice from the grave that said, Garvey, we have suffered for 250 years for your day and time. We expect something of you at this hour. The prejudice against us as an African people is not because of color, it's because of our condition. The prejudice against us as an African people is not because of color, it's because of our condition. If we must have justice, we must be strong. If we must be strong, we must come together. If we must come together, we can only do so through the system of organization. To fight for African redemption does not mean that you must be disloyal to any government or country wherein you were born. It is not our purpose or intention to send all black people back to Africa. No! Those of us who leave America to go settle permanently in Africa will become pioneers, pilgrim fathers of the new nation. The African race became strong in Africa, it could be strong everywhere. For 250 years, we have struggled under the burden and rigors of slavery. We were brutalized, we were maimed, we were killed, we were ravaged in every way. We are men. We have hopes, we have passions, we have feelings, we have desires just like any other race. The cries raised all over the world of Canada for the Canadians, of America for the Americans, of England for the English, of France for the French, of Germany for the Germans. Do you think it unreasonable that we, the blacks of the world, should raise a cry of Africa for the Africans? The Negro is a man. We represent the new Negro. His back is not yet against the wall. We do not want his back against the wall because that would be a peculiar and desperate position. We do not want him there. It's because of this that we are asking for a fair compromise. The Belgians have control of the Belgian Congo, which they cannot use. They have not the resources to develop nor the intelligence. The French have more territory than they can develop. There are certain parts of Africa in which you cannot live at all. So it is for you to come together and give us a United States of Africa. We are not going to be a race without a country. God never intended it, and we are not going to abuse God's confidence in us as men. We are men, human beings, capable of the same acts as any other race, possessing under fair circumstances the same intelligence as any other race. Africa's been sleeping, not dead, only sleeping. Today Africa is walking around not only on her feet, but on her brains. You can enslave, as was done for 300 years, the bodies of men. You can shackle the hands of men. You can shackle the feet of men, bodies of men, but you cannot shackle or imprison the minds of men. Dive down, black men, and dig. Reach up, black men and women, and pull all nature's knowledge to you. Turn you around and make a conquest of everything, north and south, east and west. And then when you will have wrought will, you will have merited God's blessings. And as you bow down to the white man today, so will other races bow down to you and call you a race of masters because of the superiority of your minds and your achievements. We must canonize our own saints, create our own martyrs, and elevate the positions of fame and honor. Black men and black women who have made a distinct contribution to our racial history. Sojourner Truth is worthy of a place of sainthood alongside of Joan of Arc. Christmas Adams and George William Gordon are entitled to the halo of martyrdom with no less glory than that of the martyrs of any other race. Africa's produced countless numbers of men and women in war and peace whose luster and bravery outshone that of any other people. Then why not see good and perfection in ourselves? God made man Lord of his creation, gave him possession and ownership of the world. And you have been so darned lazy that you have allowed the other fellow to run away with the whole world, and now he's bluffing you and telling you that the world belongs to him and that you have no part in it. I don't have to apologize to anybody for being black, because God Almighty knew exactly what he was doing when he made me black. You race of cowards, you race of imbeciles, you race of good-for-nothings. If you cannot do what other men have done, what other races have done, what other nations have done, then you can we do it? We can do it. Is any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Let me say that again. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we decided to find a leadership of our own to make ourselves free men. Babylon did it. Assyria did it. France under Napoleon did it. Germany under Prince von Bismarck did it. Britain under William Pitt, Earl of Chatham did it. America under George Washington did it. Africa with 400 million black people can do it. Because when the history of my suffering is complete, future generations shall have in their hands the guide by which they shall know the sins of the 20th century. I know, and I know you too believe in time, but we shall wait patiently for 200 years if need be to face our enemies through our posterity. After my enemies are satisfied, in life or death I shall come back to serve even as I served before. In life I shall be the same, in death I shall be a terror to the foes of African liberty. Than me to be the real Marcus Garvey I would like to be. If I may come in an earthquake or a cyclone or a plague or pestilence or as God would have me, then be assured that I shall never desert you and make your enemies triumph over you. If I should die in prison in Atlanta, my work shall not only just begin, but I shall live in the physical or the spiritual to see the day of Africa's glory. When I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red, the black, and the green around me. For in the new life I shall rise up with God's grace and blessings to lead the millions up the heights of triumph in the colors that you well know. Look for me in the world when there are storms. Look for me all around you. For I shall come back and bring with me countless millions of black slaves who have died in America, who have died in the West Indies, and millions who have died in Africa to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life. The world today has gone drunk and crazy with its power, and by such through injustice, fraud, and lies have crushed the unfortunate. But if I'm crushed by the system of influence and misdirected power, my cause shall rise again to plague the conscience of the corrupt. For this I'm happy to suffer and even die, but I will write the history for the millions that are coming and leave the posterity to reckon with the host for the deeds of their fathers. If others laugh at you, return the laughter to them. If they mimic you, return the compliment with equal force. They have no more right to dishonor, disrespect, and disregard your feeling in manhood than you have in dealing with them. Honor them when they honor you. Disrespect and disregard them when they vilely treat you. Their arrogance is but skin deep, an assumption that has no foundation in morals or in law. But they have sprung from the same family tree of obscurity as we have. Their history is rooted in this primitiveness as ours. Their ancestors ran wild and naked, lived in caves and in branches of trees like monkeys as ours. They made human sacrifices, ate the flesh of their own dead and the raw meat of wild beasts for centuries, even as they have accused us of doing. Their cannibalism was more prolonged than ours. When we were embracing the arts and sciences on the banks of the Nile, their ancestors were still drinking human blood and eating out of the skulls of their conquered dead. When our civilization had reached the noonday of progress, they were still running naked and sleeping in holes and caves with bats, rats, and other insects and animals. After we had already unfathomed the mystery of the stars and reduced the heavenly constellation to minute and regular calculus, they were still backwoods men living in ignorance and in blatant darkness. The world today is indebted to us for the benefits of civilization. They stole our arts and sciences from Africa. Then why should we be ashamed of ourselves? Remember always that the Jew in his political and economic urges are always first the Jew. The white man is first the white man under all circumstances, so you can do no less than be black, buy black, and then all else will take care of itself. The one inoculate you with evil doctrines to suit their own conveniences. There is no humanity before that which starts with yourself. Charity begins at home. So first to thyself be true, and thou canst not then be false to any man. Being at present scientifically the weaker race, in your homes and everywhere possible, you must teach the higher development of science to your children, and be sure to develop a race of scientists par excellence. For in science and religion lies our only hope to withstand the evil designs of modern materialism. At the great Church of Rome, black people the world over must practice one faith, and that of confidence in themselves, with one God, one aim, one destiny. Never forget your God. Remember, we live, work, and pray for the establishing of a great and binding racial hierarchy, the founding of a racial empire whose only natural, spiritual, and political limits shall be God and Africa at home and abroad. Because we are descendants of a suffering people. We are the descendants of a people determined to suffer no longer. Many men and women as black as I am, and even more so, had believed themselves white under the West Indian Order Society. I was simply an impossible man to use openly the term Negro, yet everyone beneath his breath was calling the black man a nigger. I had to decide whether to please my friends and be one of the black whites of Jamaica and be reasonably prosperous, or come out openly and help improve and protect the integrity of the black millions and suffer. I decided to do the latter. There is no future for people who deny their past. My foreparents, my grandparents, my mother, my father did not suffer and die to give me an education to slight, oppress, or discourage my people. Whatsoever education I acquired out of their sacrifice of over 300 years, I shall use for the salvation of the 400 million black people of the world. And the day when I forsake my people, may God Almighty say there shall be no more light for you. I unequivocally rejected the racist assumption of much white American Christianity, namely that God had created the black man inferior, that he had intended Negroes to be a servant class, users of wood and drawers of water. I predicated my view of man in the doctrine of Imago Dei. All men, regardless of color, were created in the image of God. From this premise followed the equality of all men and the brotherhood of all men. The biblical injunction of Acts 17:26 reminds us that he created of one blood all nations of men to dwell on the face of the earth. I was most interested in brotherhood within his own race, because if Negroes are created in God's image and Negroes are black, then God must in some sense be black. If the white man has the idea of a white God, let him worship his God as he desires. We have found a new ideal. Because whilst our God has no color, and yet it is human to see everything through one's own spectacles, and since the white people have seen their God through their white spectacles, we have only now started to see our God through our own spectacles. We believe in the God of Ethiopia, the everlasting God, and we shall worship him through the spectacles of Ethiopia. Do you know what it is to be a man? To be a man is to bear resemblance of the Creator, the image of the Creator. If you are conscious of the fact that you are created in the image of the Creator, then you are a man. Man is a religious being. That is to say, you must have some kind of belief. Call it superstition or not. Some of us make our God the God of fire. Some of us make our God the God of water. Some of us make our God the God of elements. And others of us accept the Christian belief. Religion is something we cannot eliminate from his system or destroy in him. Therefore it is folly for any man to go about attacking another man's religion, because to him it is fundamental. Be Mohammedan, that is your religion. We are entitled to our own religious beliefs. Some of us are Catholics, some of us are Baptists, some of us are Presbyterians, and we deem it a right to adhere to our own particular belief. The white world is always trying to rob and discredit us of our history. They tell us that Tutankhamun, the king of Egypt who reigned about the year 1350 BC, was not a black man, that the ancient civilization of Egypt and the pharaohs was not of our race. But that does not make the truth unreal. History of impartial mind knows that we once ruled the world, when white men were savages and barbarians living in caves. Thousands of our professionals at that time taught in the universities of Alexandria, then the seat of learning. Ethiopia shall stretch forth our hands unto God, and princes shall come out of Egypt. No black man shall be truly respected until the race as a whole has emancipated itself through self-achievement and progress from universal prejudice. He has to build his own government, industry, art, science, literature, and culture before the world will stop to consider him. Until then, we are but wards of a superior race and civilization and the outcasts of a standard social system. Back in the days of slavery, race mixture and miscegenation had occurred because the African woman had no protection from the slave master. So there is no need today for black people to themselves freely continue a practice that smacks so much of slavery. One of our problems historically is that we have always been reacting to initiatives taken by other people. You cannot depend upon another race to free you. That is a basic law of human existence. I came into the Caucasian culture at a time when the white man still had a need for the black man's labor. I preached and penetrated the mass black man's consciousness to such a degree that the white man felt threatened by me being capable of commanding so much black time and attention. Whites find it hard to sit idly by and let this black man take their slave labor away, especially back to Africa. Who then would bear the white man's burden? I feel that my blood shall pay that remission for which future generations of our race shall be declared free. Freedom of action, freedom of opportunity are things we need, which I believe can only be gained after we shall have established an imperial power to command the respect of other races and nations. Thoughts bring vile actions to vile people living in vile times. You could not tell me in the 1920s that 80 years later the world would be infested with neutron bombs, AIDS, drugs, homelessness, terrorism, laser beams, and visible nuclear devastation. However, were I alive today, I would still recommend the same remedy for my people's upliftment. Self-esteem, self-respect, and self-reliance in a world gone crazy with individualism. I never taught racism, but rather dignity and pride in one's race. With God's dearest blessings, I leave you for a while. One love.